Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to care for your crickets so that they live as long as you need them to live before you feed them to your reptiles. So to house your crickets, you're going to want tap water and a spray bottle. Also something to house them in, so I'm using a critter keeper, but keep in mind this depends on how many crickets you're housing. I'm housing about 65. You're also going to want paper towel rolls or toilet paper rolls, paper towels, and cricket food. Here I'm using Fluker's cricket diet, but I also have a video showing cricket foods that you can make with stuff in your house that work just as well. You will also need Repti calcium to be feeding the crickets for extra calcium for your reptile, a food dish, a spoon, your scissors to cut your crickets out, and obviously your crickets. To begin, you're just going to take your substrate, which I just decided to use a paper towel. You can also use paper, and just line that at the bottom of your enclosure. Next, you're just going to put the food in your food bowl for your crickets. Like I said, I'm using the Fluker's high calcium cricket diet, and I'm also adding some calcium now on top of the powdered food and mixing it together thoroughly. You can now place your food bowl into the cage, and now that we have food covered, we're going to want something for the crickets to drink. So I'm just using a paper towel because it retains moisture and the crickets can drink, and I will be misting it down. You can also use a misted or damp sponge. Now it's time to add the paper towel rolls, and this is going to be very helpful to you when it's time to take the crickets out. You can just take out the paper towel roll and dump some crickets into a duster in order for you to dust them with calcium, and it also gives them a place to hide for security. Finally, it is time to add the crickets to the enclosure. So for this, I actually put the lid on the enclosure so that there was less of a hole, and I just cut the knot off the bag and dumped it over, waited for as many of them to crawl out, and then eventually I banged the bag. They all went out, and I secured the lid closed. Again, the more room you have, most likely the better, because it will give them as much room as they need so they won't fight and kill each other, but I don't believe that that's very common among crickets anyway. So yes, if you're housing more crickets, you might want to house them in a 10-gallon. If you're housing less, you might want to house them in a smaller critter keeper. It all just depends on the amount that you're housing. Lastly, I just want to say that you just keep up with daily maintenance. So for example, swapping out their food if it gets a lot of waste in it, or just refilling it, refilling their water, and making sure that they have clean substrate. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.